Dumbledore, why can't you go?
I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is the 10th Harry Potter movie, the second Harry Potter sequel, and it was once again directed by David Yates, and it's written by J.K. Rowling. The film also stars Eddie Redmayne, Jude Law, Catherine Waterston, Zoe Kravitz, and Johnny Depp. Crimes of Grindelwald takes place about a year or so after the events of the first Fantastic Beasts. Grindelwald has escaped captivity, and Newt Scamander and all of his friends, they're going to go find Grindelwald before and hopefully take him down before he can do any damage. The performances in The Crimes of Grindelwald are pretty much what you'd expect from a regular Harry Potter movie. Everyone is great or solid. No one really gives an outstanding performance, as you know, you're just sort of watching the ensemble interact with each other and you go, the chemistry's good enough, and I believe that the characters that they're portraying, and that's about it. Like, there's no great performances. Eddie Redmayne returns as Newt Scamander. He does a fine job there. There's nothing amazing, nothing special about it, but there's definitely nothing wrong about it either. Catherine Waterston's pretty good as Tina. She's now a fully reinstated Aura, and she's going to find Credence, who is for some reason still alive. They don't explain how, but he is. Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. At first you think, yeah, Johnny Depp, very over the top, always with the wigs and the mustaches and the intense makeup. And whilst he's not over the top, he's very near being over the top. Like, one or two more monologues and he is definitely going over the top with his performance, and it's honestly one of the things that would make me concerned for the franchise going forwards, as everyone else plays this character very grounded and very, you know, they feel like real characters, whereas Grindelwald feels overly extravagant at times, and his monologues that keep occurring throughout the film just never seem to hold me with much interest. And that could be attributed to Johnny Depp's performance, and you know what? I will. But it'll also contribute it to another thing that I had a problem with the movie: the writing. I feel like this is the point where J.K. Rowling starts writing the story for the film and passes it off to, you know, a well-established screenwriter, or at the very least a better screenwriter than her. She's a good author, but sometimes that doesn't always translate well into writing films, especially original films of your own, which you have backtracked consistently over the past decade in order to appease different little pockets of communities that over time has simply grown into pale in comparison, and everyone just realizes you're just backtracking. But that's a problem for a different thing, because that's something I will hold against this movie, because it's J.K. Rowling's choice. It's not anything against the actor, not anything against the directors. It's purely against J.K. Rowling, and I think her writing, her dialogue between characters has really gone down a bit since Fantastic Beasts. I don't think it's strong. I feel like her narrative in this film is very clunky, and it doesn't really know how to handle all the subplots and characters at once. It wants to go all over the world as well, but it just doesn't, it feels like a real muddle. The Crimes of Grindelwald's biggest weakness is, you know, J.K. Rowling. She really should just step away from the writing of the project and just write the story. I'm happy for her to come up with the story because it is her world, but you don't need to have complete control over everything the characters say. I'm happy for her to be executive producer, but I don't want her as screenwriter for the next few films. I feel like they need to finish off on a stronger note. Get the writers from the original Harry Potter movies back in here, and, you know, just have them just shepherd her, or have her have a co-writer, just someone to collaborate with, because J.K. Rowling really seems to need it after watching this movie. Hey, I don't like that. You know what? I'm just going to delete it. Tweet about it. Tweet about it. You're a sexist. What? How'd you get that? You don't think women can write well? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? That's not true. I like your stuff. I have all your movies. I watched. I have the books. I guess I'm just going to take these away. And you know what? Dobby dies. And then there's also the opportunities where she backtracks so much over the past decade. Again, another issue, another video. But Dumbledore being gay, you could have easily put that in this movie. There is no doubt you could have put that in this movie and there would have been no change to the story whatsoever. But there was, for some reason, no, the subtle hint. Very subtle hint, but you know, if you didn't know that Dumbledore was gay, you still wouldn't know now, and that's sort of the point that people have been trying to make with her and her ignoring, is that you need to have if you want to give these characters representation, which she claims she has, but she hasn't given them on-screen clear representation. They need that. They really do need that, and she just wasted opportunities after opportunities in this film by just simply ignoring the fact. It feels like she didn't want him to actually be gay. It felt like, oh, we'll dance a little bit and then not do anything with it because I don't know what's wrong with her choice of writing. And that's my rant. Oh, I'm sorry, but let's get back to something a little bit more relevant with the visual effects. The visual effects look really good. Everybody seems to interact with the, like, you know, what appears to be, I'm guessing, being puppets, you know, really well. They look really cool. I think the visual effects are great and the production design is awesome. It's simply awesome. The way that, you know, they can go through Newt's suitcase or do some sort of magic wand and the entire, like, you know, setting transforms into something different, something even infinitely more special. It's quite simply terrific. One might say it is Oscar winning because that's what the first one did. It won the Oscar for Best Production Design and it was fantastic. There's your pun you were waiting for. There is the pun! Honestly, the biggest problem this movie has is it's a muddled script, which at first, you know, which really did need a few rewrites, perhaps even a new writer to, you know, maybe not do a page one rewrite, but to just redo all the dialogue and the way that you can get the characters from go to point A to point B, because it just feels really muddled all throughout with its characters, not knowing what to do with them. So I would say that Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, Platypus does not approve. Have you seen Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want Platypie, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Well done, you made it to the end of the video. Why don't you click on one of these two videos for more content, or subscribe so just to be reminded of when I upload. So, you know, subscribe. That'd be great.